Good afternoon and welcome to D&J Drives. Today is Saturday the 1st of June and it's 3:12 p.m. on a rainy day in Barbados. Today is the official start of the hurricane season. Last week we looked at Warrens and today we're going to start from Warrens and go into Welches. So today's video is all about Welches. So we pull off from Welches, as said, right by the One Barbados building. Take this first roundabout. Past the CGI tower on our right. So right now we are still in the heart of Warrens, but we just wanted to demonstrate how to get into Welches from Warrens. Warrens is a very well-known area, central, and if someone told you to come to Welches, you may not readily know where to go. There are three Welches. There's Welches in St. Michael, there's Welches in Christchurch, and then there's Welches in St. Thomas, which we will be entering within a minute or two after taking the busy Darcy Scott roundabout in Warrens. So if you are planning to visit this area, this is a roundabout you really have to take your time using. It is my information that there's an accident here every day. In fact, more than one accident here every day. So you just have to be careful how you use it. So we're leaving St. Michael. We're still in St. Michael in Warrens. Still in Warrens. This is the Salt building on the right. A hardware store on the right. About to enter Welches in St. Thomas. So this is not the countryside, so there's no sign that will say entering the parish of St. Thomas, and yet we are. The name of this highway is Highway 2A. And if you were to use this highway, you could get all the way to St. Lucie, to the top of the island. The name of the highway at some point becomes the Ronald Map Highway. But in any event, you're now in Welches in St. Thomas. And this is the first roundabout. As you can see, there are some lovely buildings on the left, branded for Rubis and EY. Those are relatively new, and we'll just take the roundabout to give you a panoramic view. There's a lot to see in Welches. center. So in here, there's a bank, there's Chefette, there's Costuless, which is a natural competitor to PriceSmart, or more or less selling the same things. With Costuless, I don't believe you have to be a member to shop there like you do at PriceSmart. It's always a busy area in here during the week, and especially on Saturdays. So this is a nice liming spot for the teenagers and young people. There are restaurants behind here, outdoor and indoor dining, drugstores, or rather a drugstore. Fast food, ATM. There's also, or there used to be, a car wash behind here. I don't see it in operation now. I'm not certain what's happened. So behind here is the drive-through for the Chefette restaurant, and this area here is also accident prone because when the drivers leave from placing their orders, sometimes they don't recognize there's a car on the left. Bam. Okay, so that's it for this area. There's another little roundabout here. Just use it here to show you the area, so that this roundabout helps you to enter that shopping plaza. It's called The Walk. The Walk. And we start venturing into the residential areas, and we're going to start with this left turn. This is a one-way entrance. To get lost in here. Some people would say that they didn't even know this area existed, because you know, you don't often think about behind here. can see the types of houses. Large, attractive homes. Apartments and there are even offices up here, most notably a doctor's office. So this gives you an idea of the types of houses, some large lots as well. Here to that you see the area. So we just turn off here. Many of these houses were built in the 1980s and so on, so some of them look a bit dated. Some like this in front of us have a more modern appearance, whether they were renovated or remodeled or the color changed on them. You can see, even though it's an older neighborhood, you can see there's still construction going on, still vacant lots. There's a lot for sale here on the right. And if we just stop here for a minute, at this point you can see right across to the other side of this area, and you can see there's a lot of green, and the properties are sort of spread across the lots. So it's a sort of older fashioned way of construction. very peaceful neighborhood. Can't see it from here, but there's a lovely view of the west coast. Turn here again. So this gives you a very good idea of what a typical middle to high income residential area in Barbados looks like. Interesting because you don't see any children running around and playing, and it's just all the same. This is the second time we're passing here. To the end here, there's a doctor's office. I'll just give you a view of this area. Hopefully the camera will pick it up, and you can see all the way back out there to Highway 2A. Just reversing the doctor's yard there, the doctor's driveway behind us. where we entered. So you see it says no entry. Essentially that's most of the area. So this area is, can't remember the name of it, but this is in Welches development, and you enter by coming through behind Chafet and then making that left turn. So let's find our way out now. Just turn here. This property, this is such a Caribbean thing to do, to turn in people's driveways. In some countries I would imagine it would be not as easy to do things like that. We've covered every turn in here. And we were here a short while ago and we turned right. So now we take the left and we exit this neighborhood and go exploring another. So all of this is St. Thomas. St. Thomas is a very large parish, large in the context of Barbados, because as you know, Barbados can fit into some islands multiple times, but this parish, St. Thomas, is the only one. Well, St. Thomas and St. George are the only 2 of 11 that you can't touch the sea. Landlocked. And we're coming out at the side of those 2 buildings that we showed you earlier, branded Ernst & Young and Rubis. So this left turn here was where we entered Costules. There's also a new BMW dealership in that compound. Back to the roundabout. And then we enter another development. This one is called Welches Grove, formerly Welches St. And we just turn here, short right turn, just to show you how cute the area is. It's lovely homes, townhouses here. So you have a mixture here of townhouses and individual houses, bungalows, some apartments here, apartment building. This is a newer area. All of these townhouses on the left. There are some lovely homes under construction here. This is a new property was built within the last 2 years, I would say. These have a more modern look. This house on the left was recently completed. And then this is a little cul-de-sac. Still vacant plots here, still more construction to happen in Little Barbados. Then you get the general idea of what in here looks like. So this is not going to be our St. Thomas video because, as you know, we are doing tours of all 11 parishes. This is not officially the St. Thomas drive. This is just a drive showing you a few residential areas within Welches. We're focusing on Welches because it's just after Warren's, and many people refer to this area as Warren's. It's that close. So for example, this turnoff here takes you into this building that is branded EY. There are several companies in here. The name of this building is One Welches. Right across from the Costules compound. And you can see there's a Regis in here. This building is one of the newer buildings in this area. There's Ernst & Young, there's a First Citizens, and there are several other organizations in there. A very modern facility. That's the back. Photovoltaic system as well. And when you exit, here is a spanking new building, Terra Caribbean. There's a whole mall being constructed behind here. It's going to be massive. And then there's this lovely Terra Caribbean building. We'll go down to the back of it to show you what it's like. They are now putting up a PV system, a photovoltaic system. So that's sort of taking up some of the car park. So this will be covered parking out here. So this will be covered parking out here, and as you can see, it's shaped with a slant to accommodate the PV systems, and actually you can see them being installed actually. If you look carefully, you'll see a panel being installed. How fortunate for us that we are able to show our viewers the installation of a PV system. This was not planned, but this is what happens sometimes with the tours. Let's just go around. So we wanted to show you this new building here, the Terra Caribbean building, which is right there. And there are lovely grounds associated with it. But we are fortunate enough that while we were here doing this drive, this PV system is being installed. So panel by panel, and this is a very, very good revenue generating feature of Barbados. It's heavily regulated as well, and how it works is that the panels are placed, and with sunlight they generate energy, and the energy is then fed into the grid, and there's some arrangement. You can either sell all of the energy to the Barbados Light and Power Company, or you can use some for yourself and sell the rest. And there are different licenses that you can get. Buy all, sell all, which is what I just said. You pay for the energy that you use, and you sell all of the energy that you generate. You can have batteries to store some of the energy that you generate, and you use it at night, and then sell the remainder to the Barbados Light and Power Company. And there's a lot of confusion going on now with the Fair Trading Commission and objectors objecting to the Light and Power's application to increase their rates, because with the expansion of this industry, the renewable energy industry, you are seeing some disruption to the supply of electricity, because the grid has become unstable, as they put it. Because, for example, at midday, when the sun is at its best, and the sun is doing what the sun does at midday, so much energy is generated that it floods the grid, and many people are at home, so they're not using the energy, and it causes overload and, trips and breakers tripping and all sorts of things. So what the Light and Power needs to do is to invest in battery capacity, which is a multi-million-dollar endeavor, to store the energy, to better manage it. And they are not getting the permission that they need to increase their electricity rates to pay for that sort of development, that cost. So the whole industry is at a standstill at the moment. So here you can see the Terra building, and this building here that is branded EY, at the back it's branded First Citizens Bank. You can see across there, that building has a PV system installed as well. This is the mall. So the Fair Trading Commission has been at loggerheads with the Barbados Light and Power for some time, and they recently approved a small portion of their request, but it's ongoing. So the government has been approving licenses. This is the Rubis building now. The government has been approving licenses because you can get small systems installed in your home, like 17 kilowatts, and then you can get the bigger solar farms, as they're called, megawatt capacity. And when they complete the construction, like what you just witnessed, they have to wait to be connected to the grid by the Barbados Light and Power, and that is taking its time because the Light and Power can't put more subscribers into the grid, which is said to be fully subscribed in some areas. So essentially, what was proving to be a promising industry is currently at a standstill. I have not, my explanation may not be as eloquent as it should be, but that's the confusion in a nutshell. And here comes the rain again. We are going to take another drive past the walk, use this roundabout to show you more areas. So you've heard of Millennium Heights. This is the way to Millennium Heights. Another upscale area in Barbados. There are too many avenues for us to traverse, so we'll just sort of do an in and out. Now this gate, this back gate here leads to another area. No entry. Can you see the sign there on the left? Millennium Heights, a gated community in Barbados. A very comfortable facility with all sorts of amenities. That's the entrance. And gated communities, those are not very prominent in Barbados, so you can, there are some, but it's not as frequently found as in some other countries, such as, let's say, Trinidad, where because of various reasons there are many gated communities. Some because of crime, some because of status, some because of real estate value. Turn here, you get a view into Millennium Heights over there. Those structures that you see. Here. And across there, you can see the cars. That's the highway 2A where we just came from, and all of those houses there in Welches, that area that we drove through, that's where we were. So all of this is St. Thomas, some lovely residential areas, lovely homes. When we started this drive, we turned left behind the Chafet and the walk area. That's the left turn, that's the road right ahead of us. That's the left turn that we took. So we, putting it into context, this road here is the road that comes from that roundabout, the first roundabout we encountered. We make this right turn to continue along this road here. So we just went to Welches Heights. Patmore Village Road is where we are now. Immediately you can see the change in architecture and the feel of the area just by turning right. We can go left or we can go right, which takes us down to what is called the Sharon Moravian Church, or it's pronounced here Sharon. This company on the right is called Williams Solar. They specialize in the same photovoltaic systems. You can see this view here. If you look very closely, you can see that big heavy cloud. So all of this on the right is the Williams Industries, and Williams Industries is a sort of a Barbadian conglomerate of several companies. So we passed Williams Solar. We have structural systems on the right here. There's a solar farm on the left. There's BRC. So this is a sort of an industrial area. And as we are known for in D&J drives, we always highlight a school in the area. This is the Vaughan School. It's a secondary school, and it's one of the newer secondary schools in Barbados, and it's named for Vaughan, and I believe he's a renowned educator, but that is subject to correction, but that's as I understand it. So we just turn here so that you can see the office area, and it's a very large facility. This says Block A. That vehicle seems to be stopped. But you're not supposed to come this way, but we'll have to because it's being blocked. This is their playing field. And that's the back gate. A large car park. So from this angle you can see a lot of the campus. It's a lovely campus, and of course it's surrounded by other residential areas. Lovely benches out here for the students. There's a pavilion over there, and it's really interesting, but most of the secondary schools that we've shown on these drives somehow usually have two playing fields, or as they would be called, pastures. They call them pastures. This facility here is very impressive to me. And I understand it was designed, the design is similar to the Queen's College building, which we've showcased as well. Look at how beautiful those grounds are, and there's a cricket pitch out there. It's very, very beautiful facility, named for renowned educator Lester Vaughan. I believe he was also the author of Barbados's national pledge. And we just exit, and if you notice, there are some homes ahead of us that are, relatively modest. Right next to the school and just across from another residential area. Let this vehicle pass, because whoever they are, they seem to be in a hurry, so let them go their way. So here's the back gate of the Lester Vaughan School that we pointed out a short while ago. And this is not one of the better roads. It's called Highway 2. So earlier we were on Highway 2A, this is Highway 2, both within St. Thomas. You can see the cloud setting up ahead of us. This highway 2, if you stayed on it, it would take you all the way to Harrison Caves. That's a very popular tourist destination. Highly recommended if you come to Barbados. And even if you are from Barbados and you live overseas, you should visit the Harrison Cave. It's been retrofitted and renovated. Not the cave itself, but the facilities around it. There's now zip lining. It's a very, very nice experience apart from the cave. So this road gets very, very bad from this point. We'll just turn off here because you can see it's, you know, more or less the same. We will be doing the St. Thomas Drive when the roads are a bit better, because roads are being repaired, and we'll take you all the way into Harrison Cave. Anyone who's interested in how to get there when we do the St. Thomas Drive, look out for that. So far we've only done St. Andrew. We just turned into the police station and magistrates court for the area. Another recent facility. This one took a few years to get done. The usual cost overruns. So this is the District D Cane Garden and District F police station. Magistrates Court and police station, and then across from here is the Bees Bottling, a large recycling facility in Barbados. Barbados is very well known for environmental concerns and recycling and solar energy. That's a big facility there that takes in glass and plastic. It recycles and it exports. It's Bees Recycling. And then this is another residential area in here. This area is Cane Garden. This development is Cane Garden Crescent, and there you can see the base of an old windmill. And there are several undeveloped lots in here. Still lots of development to come. trees which will eventually be removed as properties are developed. Rain isn't working with us today, but we shall persevere. Back to Highway 2, and here we see a weapon of mass destruction waiting there for those who are not careful on the road, would usually find themselves in collisions with those public transportation vehicles, the privately owned ones. I see them as weapons of mass destruction because they drive in the most reckless manner. And almost every time there's an accident, they are usually involved. Of course, they're not all the same. Some of them really overdo it. So as they say, some, not all. And each of these left turns will help you to exit the area, take you onto the outskirts of St. Thomas, and then eventually into an area known as Layers. So we are passing the Vaughan School again. Very, very beautiful buildings. Lovely campus. And as you can see, each of these left turns has a name, and as you can see, there are several properties under construction. This is the left turn, the right turn here. We came through there when we left the Vaughan School. Into Arthur Seat. This is Arthur Seat, St. Thomas. This is Sharon Primary School, or the gates are closed. Sharon, but somehow it's pronounced Sharon. But I would pronounce that Sharon. There's a cemetery to the left, because this is where the Sharon Church is. We expected the primary school gate to be open, so we would just go through, but we'll go back to the main road. So where that car is turning, we came down there where this bus was when we left the police station and Magistrates Court. We could have turned right here, but we went across to the entrance to the primary school to bring you the other way. This is the Sharon Moravian Church on our right. Left is the hall and the cemetery. This church was formed, it says 1799. It's subject of many documentaries. Just want to give you a view of it. That's their hall on the left. This is their little side entrance. Cemetery. This church has a rich history, and it's also a very popular church apart from being very prominent. So this is where we wanted to come through. You can see the gate there for the Sharon Primary School out there. And there's lots of parking. And there you can see the church again. So those are some of the residential areas of St. Thomas. Well, Welches. We started off at Welches and we will end in Welches. So we are exiting the Sharon Moravian Church yard. And we make this right turn again into Arthur St. St. Thomas. This was the right turn here to the school where we went just now. This is Arthur St. Some very interesting names in Barbados. For example, Waterford Bottom, Arthur St. Warren's Bottom as well. Again, this is a very different type of neighborhood, but still a neighborhood in St. Thomas. So you're getting to experience the rainy season in Barbados. See what the neighborhoods look like, the little communities. Just slow down to allow this public service vehicle to do its thing. always have to be careful when you see them coming. So this is where we were a short while ago. We are back to Padmore Village. In pursuit of our Welches St. Thomas Drive. Now imagine Barbados is a very small place, small island compared to the others. And we've just spent all of this time showing you essentially one area in St. Thomas. Of course, we ventured into others surrounding areas, but this tour was essentially all about Welches, and we ventured out a bit, but we hope that you learned something and enjoyed it. We get a lot of feedback from our overseas Barbadian subscribers, and some usually say that we help them to reminisce and see their home. Some haven't been home in 30 years. We have some tourists who are planning to come and use these videos of D&J drives to see where they could go when they come to Barbados. So this is us about to sign off from Welches St. Thomas in Barbados on the 1st of June 2024 at 4:30 p.m. Thank you very much for staying with us, and sorry about the rain, but we couldn't help that. We have absolutely no control over the rain, and we didn't want to abort this mission because the rain really came down when we were halfway through. So please subscribe, please share our videos, spread the word, let everybody know that D&J Drives is doing, or rather that D&J Drives has embarked on a mission to showcase the road network in Barbados and highlight places of interest. As we did today, we looked at the Vaughan School and the Sharon Moravian Church and a few other areas. So until next time, this is D&J Drive saying goodbye.